Relations between China and the United States are in the spotlight of the global arena and of great importance to the world's strategic stability. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken, after the meeting between Chinese President Xi Jinping in Beijing on Monday afternoon, stated his talks with senior Chinese officials were seen as a key litmus test for whether the two governments could stop relations from continuing to plummet at a time of lingering distrust.
After spending 2 days in Beijing, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken returned home with a positive signal towards bilateral ties. As the highest-ranking official to travel to China since President Joe Biden took office in 2021, Blinken's visit aims to navigate tensions with Beijing. His trip was designed to follow a meeting between President Xi Jinping and Biden in Bali last November, where the two leaders agreed to strengthen the relationship. Well, after nearly 6 hours of talks with Chinese Foreign Minister Qin Gang, Blinken tweeted about discussions on how both sides can responsibly manage the relationship through an open channel of communication. Qin echoed this sentiment, stating that they had candid, in-depth, and constructive discussions on bilateral ties and regional and international issues. Taiwan inevitably topped the agenda, with Qin reiterating that the Taiwan question is at the core of China's interests, being the most consequential issue and the most pronounced risk in the China-U.S. relationship. Both sides have agreed to maintain high-level interactions, and Secretary Blinken extended an invitation to Qin Gang to visit the U.S. soon. They also agreed to continue moving forward with the consultations on improving the current bilateral ties. Well, the prevailing view in China is that while the U.S. asks for communication, it simultaneously suppresses and contains China through various means. Despite Blinken's presence in the Chinese capital, prospects for significant breakthroughs are slim, as bilateral ties have already been strained and have grown increasingly fraught in recent years. While pushing to resume high-level diplomatic talks, the U.S. has sanctioned Chinese companies, pressured allies to restrict semiconductor exports to China, rallied other advanced economies to counter what it sees as Beijing's economic coercion, and signed a new trade deal with Taiwan. Well, these actions have promoted Beijing to question the sincerity of the Biden administration. Despite Washington's attempts to provoke a crisis across the Taiwan Straits and hamper China's development, especially in the high-tech sector, Beijing expresses a desire for more dialogue between the two largest global economies. Well, there is a silver lining in the business sectors, as recent visits by Microsoft founder Bill Gates and Tesla founder Elon Musk were warm and positive, highlighting growing economic opportunities for both nations. It is now hoped that Blinken's visit will lead to a thaw in relations, paving the way for clearer lines of communication, even though the road to normalcy remains a challenge.